So at the beginning you enter developer.android.com, then you click on download link. When you click on download link, you get here download Android Studio, the new version 4.0.1, and this version is for Windows. And first of all, don't click download, you need to go to the bottom of this page to see the system requirements. In the system requirements we have Windows operating system, Mac, Linux and Chrome. This is the new operating system created by Google. So if you have Windows, you need to check your requirements. Windows 7, 8 or 10. It should be 64-bit, 4 GB RAM minimum, 2 GB of available disk space, and 4 GB memory for the IDE, Android Studio IDE, and the SDK and the emulator. We will talk about this IDE and what is emulator later. And the resolution 1280 multiplied by 800. So if you have Mac, you have a similar characteristic or similar requirements. Linux, I don't think that some student has this, and Chrome is the new one. But just make sure if you have Linux or Chrome, in case you want to install Android in Linux or Chrome, make sure that you meet these requirements. Next, after see the requirement and make sure that you have a computer, not old computer, but go here to download version. In the download, and we have, I'm saying here we have 401, and this is if I click here in the release notes, I see this is the version on the version 4 is May 2020, and here this short video explain the new features of Android Studio version 4. What difference between Android Studio version 4 and the prior version? By the way, in the last semester I taught Android version 3.5. Okay, so you are the first group that will learn with the new Android features 4.0. And in July we had 401, which is a patch. When you say patch, it means something fixed in the version 4. When we see, for example, 4.1, which is a minor changes, a minor modification. For example, in October, next October, we'll have 4.1, 4.2, it means minor. But when we have here number 5, version 5, we have major changes or new features, right? After that, so you can, if you have Windows operating system, click here, download Android Studio. If you have Mac, go down in this page until you find Android Studio downloads, and you have here Windows, Mac, Linux and Chrome, and click on the version that correspond to your operating system. Okay, this is for the requirement for the installation. So after downloading Android Studio, let's see the video. So after downloading, just let me make it here bigger. After downloads, here we click download. Don't forget, Android asks you to check here the license agreement. Read and check a license agreement. then click download to download the software. So here Android integrate Android Studio plus Android Development Kit. So after downloading, you double click on the software that is downloaded. Then you click here run to continue the installation. Then the first window appears. Okay, let's see it in 2 seconds. This welcome to Android Studio setup. You click on next, you click the button next to continue the installation. And this is the first and major thing that you need to change, the home folder of Android Studio. Please change it to C or D depending on where do we have enough space. Android Studio version 4, right? Then click the button next, then click install. Here Android start to do the installation, then it extract, you see here he extract the different modules. Okay, so in my video I took just a bit about installation. This may take 20 minutes for the regular computer. After finishing the installation, click again next, then click the button finish. So the first part of the installation is finished. After that, you see this window, do not import setting. Click on it, then another welcome Android Studio window appears. Click on next, then choose standard installation. Then here you can choose whether Dracula or Light ID depending of your choice. Then click finish to finish the second part of the installation. And here Android is downloading some components, then extracting them. In the last part, you need to create a new Android application by click on start a new Android application. Then choose empty activity. Then click next. And here it's very important also to define your application home folder. Okay. So application home folder, put it on Android project fall 2020. Then in my example I have a new application. I say test application, and don't forget to add it in the save location, test application, and change the language to Java. After that you keep Android 4.1 Jelly Beans, then click finish. When click finish, the Android Studio IDE appears. Okay, please, when it appears, please take a moment checking in the status. Okay, here this is the status, and you check here that he is doing something. The Gradle is downloading. Don't do nothing until he finish. Okay. When he finished, go to Tools, then SDK Manager. Then click SDK Platform, SDK Tools to check if everything are there. Then install the version 10 and version 5.1 and Android 5.0. Right here we download the different version of Android. Then click OK. Same thing, Android is installing now the different version of operating systems. After that, click finish, then click OK. then you need here to create an emulator, Android virtual device. Click virtual device, select any device. For my course I suggest to choose Nexus S. Then click the next button, then click x86 images, then select the operating system for the emulator or for the AVD, Lollipop 22. Then click, you can change the Nexus AVD name or can leave it Nexus 5 API 22. Then click the button finish. After clicking the button finish, you see the emulator appears in the list of emulators, your virtual device, and click on the button run with actions in the right side. Then the emulator runs. It's like small cell phone appears. You need to close the window for the virtual devices. After that, the last step is to check if your application run very well or not. Just here I just adding the size, and you will see the different properties. We change the size of the text that appears here, the hello world. We change the size to 20 SP. We'll talk what is an SP after in upcoming classes. Then we'll check there, and we'll see that the application runs in the AVD or runs in this is the small cell phone, hello world. And that's it. The